Hello fairies and adventurers, this is AldoraLuana and this is one of the kind of videos that I wanted to make for such a long time but couldn't really find the time to make it. So in this video you'll see my painting process of this recent sketch I made of Pan from the movie Pan's Labyrinth by Guillermo Del Toro, if I even said that correctly. It's one of my fave movies ever and also in my personal top 5 fantasy movies. I love the stylization of the fantasy creatures so much in this movie because for some reason they all look like they're the evil characters. Well, some of them are definitely the evil characters, but they give off that mysterious, almost horror-like vibe, which I really enjoy, and also the body shapes are spectacular to me personally. To be fair, this movie's character stylization combined with Nonia's would be chef's kiss, just perfect to me. It's the exact way I personally think of how fantasy creatures would look and coexist in the same universe. This specific sketch I did of Pan was inspired by this exact sculpture I found on Pinterest. It should appear somewhere on your screen right now, but he reminds me a little bit of Adam from Beauty and the Beast, in his beast form of course, and by that I mean that I noticed he looks a lot younger, I'd say, in my sketch, but I liked how he turned out anyway, and I kept going. So this is basically the type of content that I want to upload in this channel. I love the way the artworks look digitally. I mean, they seem more polished, almost no mistakes. You can add a bunch of special effects. But the thing is, I've always felt so connected to traditional art. I'm definitely not one of those people who say, yeah, but digital art is not real art, because everything's pretty much generated or pre-made and stuff like that. I mean, seriously, if you believe you can do that too, or make money, or even do it better, my dude, then go for it, do it. I mean, if digital art is so easy for you, then please do us a favor and just do it. I still struggle though, well, not only with digital art, but anyway. My point is that something about traditional art makes the whole process so therapeutic to me. But my problem is that I feel that with traditional art, my skills at the moment do not allow me to call a piece entirely finished or polished. I always feel something's missing, but I don't really know what that is. I like detailed fantasy art so much, but on the other hand, I also love that simplistic cartoony effect we see in Wink's designs in season 1, for example. And another problem is of course the amount of time I need to capture and create a traditional art video compared to a digital art one. The preparations are a lot more as well. Apart from the time you need to think of a nice design and maybe create a thumbnail, it's also the preparation of the voiceover, the materials for the drawing, the color palettes, the time you need for some materials to dry, the amount of time for the camera or cameras to charge, and then even the time to move the files onto your PC, the time to edit, the time to do your whole setup, the time to make a decent description for YouTube. It's just so much time, and plus I don't have such a large space at the moment, which means that every time I need to record something, I need to create and change depending on the time of the day, if it's early in the afternoon or in the morning. The whole setup. And even though I really enjoy this whole thing, I don't have so much free time to do that. It's really very, very difficult and disappointing at the same time, but hey, I have faith in myself. Also, one of the hardest things for me is to create good art under the pressure of my camera's lifespan, which is 12 minutes. So I have to record for 12 minutes, stop, and then transfer the files on my PC and start all over again. And I also can work under the pressure of the camera in general. I believe my best made art pieces are the ones I made on the bus station or at a coffee shop when I was mindlessly doodling, etc. And I actually do not capture these moments. I'm very, very shy using a camera in public, even for checking if I have any food between my teeth. Yes, I'm that kind of person. But as I said, I have faith in me. I can slowly get better at it and maybe develop some quicker editing habits, maybe, since it seriously takes me so long to edit. Do I mumble a lot? Yeah, I probably do. Sorry for that. So, again, about this piece. I made the sketch using a red pencil by Bic, and for the paper I used almost half of it paid from the Winsor & Newton Galeria Acrylic pad 15 sheets, 255 to 177 millimeters, 100% acid free, and for the colors I used my 24 watercolor palette set by ArtWay. For the finishing details I used my big colored erasing pencils, and for the line art I used my 01 Tombow mono drawing pen. And lastly, for the white glimmery lighting I used my thin Posca pen in white. All the supplies I'm using will be down in the description. Also guys, since you probably already know that I'm a watercolor newbie, if you have any recommendations or tutorials that could help me fix some of the mistakes I'm doing right now, feel free to let me know in the comments section. I of course want you to join me in this artistic journey, but I also want to learn from you and be a better artist, so any piece of advice is more than welcome. So what I did here after I made the sketch is I started mixing the colors to create a base layer of the main color I was seeing in my reference picture, and then I tried to color all the unpainted areas with very basic colors. When I work with watercolors, I don't like to work in sections. For example, I won't start painting only the skin, and only after I finish painting the skin will move to a different area of the drawing. No, I put the basic colors down as I said, and then slowly build up the painting using the midtones, then the shadows, and lastly the lights. And of course any details that are needed. And I do that because as you go, the painting organically changes depending on even the smallest decisions you take while you draw. So if you change your mind for a shadow or a color, it would be very difficult to change or fix once you're finished with a specific area of the painting. Of course, with the process I like to use means that your painting will go through its super ugly face, but I'm sure it's worth it. So I'll leave you see the rest of the painting. If you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, follow me on my social media, check out my Etsy shop, and hopefully we'll talk soon. Wishing you a fairly day. Bye!